Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Let's Talk PMA, where we focus on the 4 C's of mental toughness:
confidence in yourself and your abilities,
control of your thoughts, feelings, and actions,
commitment to yourself, your team, and your sport,
and challenge, to accept all challenges as opportunities, not threats.
Okay.
Good morning.
Good morning. It's a beautiful morning. I've got the giggles. Not sure why, but I do.
They came on strong.
Oh my gosh. They're good though.
We're here at the
It's all the fresh
river
air.
and just enjoying the outdoors. Beautiful day. A little bit windy, but
It's cool though. It's not, I like it just because it's fall, starting to be fall, and I love the 4 seasons. Allie's missing Arizona a little bit.
a lot.
The hot weather. I just told her I'm going to Dallas for life coach conference on Wednesday, and it's going to be 105, 106, and she wanted to jump in my suitcase. So we'll see. I might be overweight. So
Anyways,
I might have to pay extra for my suitcase. So
anyways.
oh my gosh. So I was listening on my way on my trip yesterday. What did I tell you it was called?
The Champion's Mind.
The Champion's Mind. Can't tell you who it's by. We'll have to put that in the
It'll be in the description.
But it's a really good book about athletes' mindset. And I love some of the things in there. One of the biggest things that stood out to me was that he talks about when you're first starting your mindset about what you want in your sport, which I really take this into life in general too. But think of it as you're going for the gold. Everything you do, you're going for the gold. So that means if I'm gonna say I'm gonna go for the gold, what actions do I have to take to get there, right? So we always talk about what we have to do and the mindset that we have to get somewhere. But if you have that immediate thought in your head, I'm gonna go get the gold. I'm not gonna settle for the silver. I'm not gonna settle for the bronze. I'm going for the gold. It drives your mind and it drives your body because I have to do everything I can to get the gold, right?
Yeah.
And so I really love that thought of, even he was saying, put a gold dot on your hand or somewhere on your body when you're playing your sport or whatever you're doing. So it just is a constant reminder. I'm going to do my best. I'm always going to put my best foot forward. And so I love that concept.
Yeah, I think that's really cool. For whatever reason, the first thing that kind of like came to my mind was, just trying to think about like when I was an athlete, like this, like an active athlete, like the same thing, striving for that gold, but I don't feel like I always had that gold standard mindset.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't, like, just thinking about it, I don't think I had that mindset because I had so many people saying you're not going to do it and you're not going to make it and you're not gold, you're not worth it, you're not good.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where it's like we talk about those outside influences, and it really does like make that big of a difference.
Well, yeah. I mean, once you say I'm going for the gold, really that puts everything else outside. It doesn't really matter. You're going to tell me that I can't do something? Screw you. I'm going to go do it anyway.
I mean,
number one.
That was me. I did that anyways, but it still makes it incredibly hard no matter how hard you yourself put it in your mind. I don't care what they say. I don't care what they say. But I think I probably had a silver mindset.
Yeah.
I don't think I quite had that gold mindset just because I was told so many times that I couldn't and I wouldn't.
And that's where the confidence comes in at the 4 C's, right? Because you weren't exactly confident in your abilities because number one, you listen to everybody else. And it's so easy to listen to everybody else and let them be that influence and tear you down mentally. And so, those affirmations, that we have, put those affirmations on your window, on your car mirror, and on your, bathroom mirror, wherever you can see them all the time, because those positive affirmations and you're seeing them over and over again, they start to shut out all those influences that don't serve you. Because yeah, I am a great athlete. Yeah, I am going after, I am going to be a gold, I'm going to win that gold medal. I'm going to do, what I set out to
Mm-hmm.
do. And without that mindset, it's hard to keep stable in that thought.
Yeah, I actually I was watching this video of this track. I think she does the 100 for Team USA or something like that. I can't. I'll have to look and see what her name was. But it was this really cool video in like 2018. She ran and she came in like last, like last. Like she was pretty far behind.
Mm-hmm.
And she was in an interview directly afterwards, and she was just like, "I'm gonna be back." You know, like she already had it in her mind that she was gonna win, and she was like, "I know I'm gonna win."
Mm-hmm.
She's like, "Next time I'm here, I got it. I'm gonna win. There's no stopping me." And then just a couple weeks ago, she did it. She won gold, and she came up from behind too. Came up from behind and won. And so it's really incredible to watch that. You know, the progression and the knowing like this is mine. It's mine to take.
Well, it's amazing to watch how our minds really are in control of everything. And we think, oh, I just don't have the physical capability. Well, you don't have the physical capability yet, but if you keep pushing, if you keep working, if you keep, you know, just putting your all into that goal, and then your mindset starts changing because you start seeing your body change.
Yeah.
You start seeing that, oh, I'm improving, so that makes you go even more. I mean, I think about, just us working out and going through our journey, and it's crazy because I don't I'm not I don't think I'm changing physically yet, but there's little things that I can do that I couldn't do before. And I'm like, "Oh, okay, I don't want to talk bad about myself." I was so easy to say, "Oh, I'm too big to do that," or "Oh, my legs
Yeah.
are too big," or whatever it is.
Well, we were just talking about that the other day too about
When I was picking out my wardrobe.
well, no, we were talking about how, when we first started working out, a lot of the time, especially if it was like to sit on the floor or to like be on your knees or something, or bending down or something like that, you were like, "Oh, I can't do that."
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "Okay, we'll find some kind of modification for you," which is fine, absolutely, for anybody, like when you have an injury, it makes it incredibly difficult to do certain things, which is fine. And you need to have those modifications, but now we've been doing it for, a month or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't say like, "No, I can't do that anymore." Or I mean, maybe occasionally, but not really. It's more of a, "Okay, I'll try it, and if I can't do it, then we'll modify it or something."
Well, I think, the first week that, I saw and you pointed out that I was saying I can't all the time, and I didn't really just recognize it, and so at that point I was like, I'm not going to allow myself to say that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And so I really pay attention to how I talk about myself. The reason I was bringing up my wardrobe when I want to wear that skirt, and I was like, "Yep, I'm going to show off my strong legs." And you were really ready for me to say something back because you were ready to jump on me. I saw it, and then I said, "I'm ready to show off my new strong legs," and you were like, "Yeah, that's great." So, but just that gentle. I mean, I know I have a long ways to go, and that's fine, but I'm going for the gold.
Yeah.
Well, and that's not just athletes, it's just in the real world
no,
too.
absolutely. I mean, we're kind of going through it too, and I think we've been giving ourselves the kudos that we deserve because, like we've gone up in weight, I think, for most of our workouts. So like I would say for our arms, we've both gone up 5 to 7 pounds at least, if not close to 10 pounds in weight. And then for our legs, I know we've gone up more than 20 pounds.
Right.
And, so like only a couple weeks makes such a big difference. And so it's really cool, we're seeing that difference, and it's easier to get up and go, and like, you have your bad days. Like you had a day this week that you didn't want to go and do it. And like I have those days too, but and I was like, no, we're going to work out. And we went, and lo and behold, I was like, do you feel better now? And you're like, yeah, actually I do
I
feel
know.
better now.
It's crazy, and I've for a very long time, I think probably since I got out of high school and couldn't play basketball anymore, I always got in that depression. Or if I'd start working out, it would last for probably a week at the most, and then something would happen. I'd go on vacation or I'd go do something, and then I'd lose it, and I would never come back to it, or at least I wouldn't come back for a really long time. And I have hit those points in the last couple of weeks where I'm like, nope, I really don't want to go work out today. I don't want to, and it's getting fewer. Um, and it's kind of exciting because I'm like, at least if we don't go to the gym, at least I'm going to go walk my 2 miles before. And so I at least want to continue. Like every day, I want to move my body. That's my goal.
Mm-hmm.
Every day, I want to, close my rings. I'm now using, my rings on my watch um, to close, to give me a challenge. As I'm listening to that book, though, I'm not only thinking about it for athletes and teams that we coach or teams that we talk to or people that we talk to, but I'm thinking of it as an adult as well, like beyond your sport. And, I'm going through just kind of my own stuff always. That's why we teach, because we're learning as we go and we're able to teach others what we learn. But I've always struggled in that I just want to be a mom, or I want to be I am a business owner, but I'm not a successful one. And so there's you see where my my problem is? I'm not a successful one. That's the words that I've used. And so I have to learn
Yeah.
what I am a successful woman. I am a successful business owner. I do own a successful business. Um, just changing those words and changing my mindset to be that gold
Yeah.
medal standard, and I think once I strive on that, and once that I am like, yep, this is what I'm going to do, and this is what I have to do to get to that goal, and really believe in myself. Because there's a thing that I do personally where, because I failed so many times in my life, that
That's
yes,
a great way to think about
well,
it.
but listen, yes, I've failed, and yes, I've seen the lessons that I've learned in those failures, right? But now, because I'm working so much on my mindset, and not so much that I recognize when I go, oh, I want to be a gold star, but I may not get there, and that's okay. Instead of saying, no, that's not okay. You keep pushing until you get to that gold medal.
Yeah.
And I think for myself, and maybe others, but for myself, I have to push past that. Just, it's okay. Or maybe I have to switch it up so that I, can go a different route instead of keep pushing forward to get to where I truly want to be.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm going through that same thing, but in a different way, I guess. I think I'm seeing, I'm finally seeing like some success in myself, with working out and, feeling good to do all of that. And, getting out of my hard place and everything. And so, I'm wanting to like do all these things. And so, like, I've decided I'm going to start my own club for basketball here. And I was talking to some parents about it, and they were like, holy cow. They're like, you're really just like, you just go for it. And, like they were excited for me, and like it was a good thing, but they were like, you have like, basically you're kind of ballsy, is basically what they were saying to me. And I was like, yeah, I guess I'm just an entrepreneur, I'm just I just want to do whatever I want to do, kind of thing. And it's like, I think, but I don't, I guess I think of it in a different way. Is I think I've always been the kind of person that I'm going to come up with the best way to get something done that I see the like power in, and is going to benefit so many people.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of the times it's maybe some a lot of the times it's something that I didn't have. You know, like when I was in my youth group, I did the same exact thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like how many programs and how many things did I push and do and, you know, work on that I wasn't able to have that I knew were going to be so beneficial, you know? And now I'm doing this, we're doing the same thing with Let's Talk PMA, and I'm doing the same thing with this club. I didn't have an elite club for basketball here in Tri-Cities.
Right.
And so it's like, you know, I know how many girls would have loved that. I know how I would have loved that. And I know that I have what it takes. I know exactly what it takes to be able to do it. And so I mean, I think that goes for anything. That goes for sports, that goes for life. It's just if you want to do it, then just do it. Like why? Why not?
Yeah.
Like especially in like this world, there's so many crazy things and bad things, and you can stick with the status quo, you can do the easy jobs, you can go to college, you can do it the right way, or you can just do it what
really
makes
no
you
right
right
way anymore,
no
though.
exactly
That's
like just do it in a way that's going to make you happy. Do something that's going to benefit you and other people, you know, because you're not going through any of it alone.
No, and I think, you know, there is no status quo anymore, you know, and it's kind of nice in that way because there's so many with the internet and everything else. There's so many ways to do different things, and you know what you want to do is totally achievable. Um, it's just a matter of doing the research. You know, it's just a
And
matter
putting
of
in the work.
putting in the work, and it's all achievable as long as you do it. And that's I think that's our whole point of our podcast today is that, you know, what do you want? What do you want to achieve? What's going to make you feel and want? What's your success? You know, what is your success in your heart that you really want to accomplish? And it's gonna drive you to do more. You know, because once you reach that goal, it's not gonna stop there. You know, what else can I do to do bigger and better? And and I think that's the whole thing. Like once you just get a little bit of a taste of, oh gosh, I really can succeed at this. I really can do this. I really can go after what I want, and it happens. You know, it's I don't have to settle for despair anymore because I know what it's like to get the gold.
Yeah. No,
and
absolutely.
and I think that's what so many people lack is that they've never tasted that gold. They've never tasted or they haven't quite reached that top yet.
Well, I think sometimes it's just like the wait. It's because a lot of times it's like, oh, I'm gonna do this, but I'm gonna wait a little bit longer. I'm gonna wait a little bit longer. I'm gonna wait a little bit longer.
No more waiting.
And that drives me crazy now. Like when I'm like, oh, we should just do it, and you know, people will be like, oh, well, we need to wait for this and that, and I'm like, no, you don't. I'm like, honestly, I think if you go for it, most of the time you're gonna reap the rewards.
Oh yeah.
You know, but if you wait and wait and wait and wait and wait, you're giving yourself you're giving yourself so many other variables to be able to shut you down or to stop what you're wanting to do or prolong it, you know, like sometimes, especially like with businesses, sometimes you just have to go for it. And I think
and
when
finding the way,
yeah,
you know, it's hard because like even for us, finding the way is hard, finding that profitable way, and there's so much to learn and there's so much out there that like I get overwhelmed with all of the things to learn and all the things to, so I don't go for it sometimes because I'm like, I just have to learn instead of just doing it.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of why like I'm very, very thankful for the opportunities I was able to have in Arizona because the companies that I worked for were all just, let's do it. Yeah. Let's do it. And they were so successful. They are so successful companies because they just do it. And I'm not saying that there's no preparation to it. I'm not saying that they just like half-assed it and said full, you know, like they did the research, they did the, you know, they planned everything out, they made sure it was perfectly ready, and they just did it. They just said, let's try it, and if it doesn't work, we can stop, and if it doesn't work, we can make adjustments to it. But what if it works? What if it works? So many people go, what if it doesn't work?
Right.
what if this happens? What if that happens? I'm like, but what if it works? What if it
does happen?
What if all of
do it
those
again.
problems that you have been having, what if they're solved?
What if you just learned from them and did something different? Or, learned from it and did the next step?
I mean, sometimes it's like all your what ifs is what, I mean, it is what's holding you back, but like the a lot of times if you have something that you're really wanting to just do and you keep putting it off or you wait a little bit longer, that's the reason that you're still struggling. And that's the reason why it keeps getting pushed off. Just do it.
Yeah.
If you need to stop, you can stop.
Yeah.
You can always stop. You don't have, there's no obligation to hold on to it, it doesn't mean you can't pause it and start again,
Well, and I think we have so many regrets when we do stop, when we do give in to those what ifs. Because what if I stopped, and what if I didn't stop and I did reach my goal? So you're kind of giving yourself a double-edged sword by not doing the better of the two.
Yeah. Well, and we were talking about how there's only one fly and it's hitting my leg and then your arm and but like we've been talking about, okay, I start my club, what happens when I leave? Because I don't plan to stay in Tri-Cities. You never know, I could end up staying here, but as of right now it's not in the plan. What if I start this club and then I leave? Okay, the club comes with me. It's my brand. It'll come with me, or I will have a branch here and a branch wherever I go. But I don't think like for me, I'm like, I can't just not, I feel like that same thing. If I wait, what am I doing? I'm not benefiting myself. I'm not benefiting anybody.
Right.
Because, I mean, what if I wait here and I go somewhere else and then I wait there? It's like, it's the same thing. So it's just do it and adjust on the way.
Well, and I think what you're doing and your goals is what we're kind of, part of our mission is that we want to touch as many lives positively as we can, and so if you don't stay here, that's fine, but you've made a brand here. You'll have your coaches that can carry that on. You'll have your kids that can carry that on. And so
and I will constantly be back here.
Right. And so you're touching lives here, and then you're going to go somewhere else and make a difference in someone else's life. And I think that's so important. And I know I asked you that question the other day. What if you don't stay? What are you going to do? And it wasn't a knock. It wasn't anything else. I just wanted to make sure you were thinking about that. And I loved, and I'm so proud of you always, but I'm so proud of you for just even saying, what if I leave? I'll just take it with me. It's okay. And you were so confident in that what if, that it was like, all right, you can do this. You can do anything you set your mind to.
Yeah.
And like I said, I mean, of course I'll cry because I just do, but I'm so proud of you. And knowing that you will change lives wherever you go.
And Let's Talk PMA will be right alongside of it.
Let's Talk PMA will be part of that. And that's what's so cool about it, is that we are building such a cool thing that it's not just athletes anymore.
No, that's what I was just going to say. It's so cool. So my youth group that I was involved in, I was, since I'm back in town, I was like, okay, I'm going to go back and start working. Oh my God. I'm going to go back and start working with the girls again. And they were like, they're, super excited that I wanted to come back. And they instantly were like, I think you guys should make a variation of your Let's Talk PMA program for us to do with the girls and blah, blah, blah. And they were just like on it. Yeah. And so it was like, I think we say it all the time that we aren't just for athletes. No. We aren't just for parents and for coaches. We obviously have this focus because it's not talked about in sports. It's not talked about with the athletes. But, we are available to do it for anybody.
Yeah. I mean, we're creating leaders.
Yeah.
And that's and strong-minded leaders that are going to create a positive influence in the world.
Yeah.
And that's that's our mission. Strong leaders that are creating positive mindsets. And I think in our world, there's so much negativity, but when you live in a positive mindset, I don't see any of it. Like, I feel like I'm in a bubble right now because I create so much positivity in my life that I don't see the negative, you
Yeah.
know? And it's kind of scary because I do hear all about it from others, but I don't see it. And so it's a little bit crazy. But I kind of like my world. I kind of like my positive world. But
Sometimes I kind of feel bad because like I'm kind of the same way, but you're a lot more of a gentler person than I am. I'm just more like, and
what's your
so
problem?
what? Like, get over it, move
Right.
on, you know? I was talking to someone about that the other day too. I was like, I'm just such a blunt, like, okay, like
You
I,
are very blunt. She's
okay,
very, very blunt.
and it's not that it's not that I don't care about your feelings. I feel like I don't know how to respond to a lot of people's feelings anymore, but kind of gone numb to
We'll
them.
work
But
on that.
no, I have time and place, and like I'm very good, especially with like working with kids and stuff. Like I am very sensitive to their feelings, but I also don't fall for the boo-hoos, and I'm very good about just being like, hey, we know what's going on. It's time to move on. It's time to push through, working on that, the PMA, teaching them
What is PMA?
what is PMA, mom?
Positive mental attitude. I just wanted to tell everybody because some people don't know what PMA is. I get the question all the time now. What is PMA? Positive mental attitude. So, but I think to wrap this up today, um, find your gold. Find out what your gold is, your goals, and what it's going to take to get to the gold. That's probably what I should have said to begin with. But um, what are your goals, and how do you want to achieve them? How do you want to show up in the world? Do you want to get to that gold standard, or are you okay in that silver and bronze standard? And if you are in that bronze and silver standard, what are you going to do to make yourself better, and do you want to?
Yeah.
And I think that's the biggest thing. Do you really want to? Do you have the drive to do that? And once you change your mindset to want to do that, it's going to drive you to get to that gold standard really fast.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So go get it.
Go get it. You got this.
You do.
All right.
Okay. Have a beautiful day.
Thank you, everybody, so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe below. Check out our Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Well, this is YouTube.
Anyway.
And go get your workbooks on letstalkpma.com. We still are giving 10% of all of our workbooks to the Maui Relief Fund and the Washington State Wildfire Relief Fund.
And if you have any questions about that, because we're not really getting any traction on that, so if you have any questions on how we're getting that money to them, or are we really giving that money to them, please DM us and we'll answer those questions for you. Our mission is always to do the best for the world, and if giving any money that we can to the fire relief funds or to anyone that is in need, we're going to do it. So if you have any questions, please message us and let us know.
Absolutely. So thank you all again for watching, and we will see you all next week.